Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Liz Katz, and I wanted to just do this little teeny video. I kind of what began my fascination with dressing up a fantasy-based characters, specifically, wearing elf ears, being an elf, that sort of thing. So this goes all the way back to the very, very early 2000s. I would say 2002 or 2003. And this was at a point where I was in high school and I was going to the Ren Fairs, the New York Ren Fair, and I absolutely, first time I ever went, loved it. Absolutely loved the Ren Fair. Now, up to this point, I was also heavily involved in fantasy-based games, different games from card games like Magic the Gathering, which was more at a younger age though. Board games like Talisman. I was into, well, kind of by force, the miniature wargaming, but I played a lot of miniature war games, and by this point as well, I was into a lot of computer games that were based on D&D. So that was like Baldur's Gate, all those sorts of role-playing games, and this got me really, really, really into fantasy-based characters and wanting to dress up. I didn't know the word cosplay at the time. It just never really made it to my little suburban hell that I lived in. The word. But I guess it was Halloween one year where I was at the mall and I had a little money and I was wandering the mall myself, and I got to get buy stuff myself, and that's when I saw the prosthetic elf ears for the first time, and I was so excited. So I got prosthetic elf ears, and then I saw that it was spirit gum to put it on, so I got spirit gum. Did not get spirit gum remover though. I don't think I knew I needed it, or maybe I was out of money. I don't know the reason why I didn't do the spirit gum remover. But I only got one pair, and that one pair honestly lasted me years. It was pretty crusty inside them though, because I'd spirit gum them on and like at the end of the day kind of try to ease them off a little and then not remove it from that, and I just repeat. So there was a lot of crustiness to it. But yeah, I'd wear those on random days out and about and wear them to school. And I also would double them too around the holiday time. They would be my like Christmas elf ears, so I'd wear a little elf hat around everywhere I went with my little ears. And I absolutely loved it. Like, I absolutely loved being able to be this little fantasy character. Later on I kind of got a pair of wings too. I didn't wear those around as much though, because they were kind of more whack people in the face when you turned. So to me, it was mostly the elf ears. I would have had on a day-to-day basis more of an elf aesthetic in high school, except I was kind of limited where my parents would allow me to go out in. I mean, I still kind of had my own style going, but it wasn't to where it was. By the time I was like 18 is kind of when I started developing it more. But yeah, I would go out like that. And again, I was from a very much just suburbia. Like, it wanted to be something special. It was just, the only thing I can say about Randolph, New Jersey is nice lawns and a lot of people that have egos and unrealistic expectations that they shouldn't have, and there's no reason for them to have, honestly. Coming from there, it was just like the sense of entitlement there. Honestly, I think I even had a sense of entitlement from coming from there, though the world quickly whacked that away from me within the first year of my life, and couch surfing and homelessness, and it was a good lesson to be learned though, and I think a lot of people from that area need to learn that lesson. But being from there, and being a little different and, wearing elf ears, I kind of got weird attention when I wasn't in, wasn't kind of in the spaces where you would see those. Like, if I was at the Ren Fair, it was fine. everyone was wearing elf ears. But then when I was out and about normal, it was just kind of like people didn't quite get me why. Why did I want to be an elf? But I didn't get why they'd want to wear flip-flops when it was snowing out in shorts, but they did that. So the elf ears made a little more sense because they kept your ears warm too. But people were kind of jerks too. People would they'd successfully rip off the ears. Like I said, I always spirit gum them on. And people would just come by and just like rip them right off. And I wasn't the best at spirit gumming then. Not like I'm the greatest now, but at least I know to get all the hair out of the way. And I wasn't getting all the hair out of the way at the time then. So it would like rip off part of the skin, the hair would come with it. And yeah, it just wasn't fun when people did that. It wasn't cool. But I don't know. That's just how people in high school are. But yeah, from there, I mean, I kind of have different looks that I would do, but I had this whole kind of elf and fairy aesthetic to me for a while. Part of the time too, I did like shave my head and it was growing back and it was very short and fringy, and I'd have the elf ears with that. I'm very petite. I know a lot of people can't tell 100% from photos or my videos because I'm the only really frame of reference in it. But if you see me in like rooms and stuff, I just burped. If you see me in rooms and stuff, I'm extremely petite. And that kind of adds to that too. When I was younger, I was like super skinny too, and I was just this tiny little elf girl in a human world. And honestly, that's what I felt like too, because I was always this free-spirited little weirdo elf thing that just had their own way of seeing things and doing things, and it really wasn't anyone else's way. I had a really hard time relating to other people. Yeah, eventually like I found some groups that I kind of like I got along with, but I think even for them I was a little weird, because for me it was not, they did fantasy gaming and things, and I did too, but I was, even in high school, like things were weirdly could go somewhere a little more adult than where they should have. And that was just how I was and always have been. Yeah, it sucks that we have to limit how the words we say now on social media or on YouTube, because we'll get flagged if we don't. But I'll just say that I had some unique things that I would do during campaigns and things. I remember playing as a Vampires of the Masquerade, and it was this one weird vampire race that I wanted to be. It's like this weird, almost pixie-like race, but like weird. I think they were like blind or something. I don't know, but they had the ability to summon these like shadow tentacle things, and of course, even me at 17 was like, ooh, shadow tentacles. So I was trying to make my shadow tentacles do things to my enemies that everyone else wasn't down with at the time. So yeah, they kind of traded me out for my little sister, who was not that way, but it was their loss. Anyway, that was the start of my whole elven aesthetic back in 2002 and on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video. I know it's been a while, and I have been just mentally and taking care of kids, and also the house took a long time to set up, but I think I'm getting back to a good place here. So yeah, let's encourage to do more. And you guys rock, and I'll see you next time.